Hi, this is Nick, Wolfman Repairs, and today we got Crusty PSOne back on the bench. Alright. Now in our last episode, we turned Crusty into an angle grinder, because I mean that's all it's good for now. Just it spins the disc super fast. And you know, if you ever run into that, shut it off immediately, because the disc could just spin and then wobble, then break apart and fly everywhere. It won't be a good time. I mean, unless you want shrapnel in your face. Anyway, so I did a little research, and I also did a little probing around, and I think we fried this chip here. Now, originally I thought it was this chip here that we fried, because this also controls the CD motor. And I swapped them between this console here. So I swapped these chips over, and we have the same thing. So this console is just a one that I have that I use, and it's modified and everything. It works great. So I think this chip's the problem. This chip is a PS1 custom chip, so I can't get these. So that's why I swapped this one, because we could get these. These are like $2 a piece on AliExpress. We can't get these unless we cannibalize another console. I'm not all about cannibalizing consoles, so we're just going to leave this for now. I have an idea of what we could do with it, but in the spirit of Crusty, we're going to move on to this console here. And we're going to keep going with what I was planning on doing for Crusty. This is the same kind of console. It's a different board revision. It's already had the mod chip. It's had capacitors replaced. So let me continue in the spirit of Crusty. Once I get parts, we'll come back to this. All right. Crusty replacement. Or what should we call this? Bootleg Crusty? It's not crusty at all. It's actually in really good shape. So what I wanted to show you guys was how to put extra LEDs into this here console, and also how to change the shell. Now, shell's straightforward. LEDs not so much. So what we want to do is grab our meter. We'll plug our bootleg Crusty in. We don't want the CD drive going, so we're going to unplug the CD drive, just so that we don't have this spinning all over the place. And what we need is a power source for our LEDs that turns on with the switch. Because we could just grab power from the power jack, but then whenever you plug it in, our LEDs will turn on. We don't want that. So we're plugged in right now. This big bar going around the outside, is ground. So if you probe around, we have 7 volts right now at this spot right here. But like I said, we don't want that, because then it would be on all the time. So if we probe around some more, I think this is the line here. Put our power on. See, we have 7.6 volts on this line now, and if we shut the power off, we slowly go back to 0. So that's what we want. We want this point and this point. Now, let's grab Crusty again, because that's a different model revision, a different board, and the layout's slightly different. Alright, so here we have Crusty. Let's plug it in. Now if we go from ground to this point here, we have 7.2 volts. Can you guys see that even? The second one here. So we have power all the time at this particular point. Crusty's giving me trouble getting a good connection here, but yeah, you get the idea. There we go. Now we don't want that one, because that one's power all the time. That's the same thing as if we took it from the power jack. But there is a point right here that comes out of the switch. So if we shut the switch off, go back down to nothing, turn the switch on, 7.5 volts. So that's what you would want if you had this particular board revision. Right here. All right, out of here, Crusty. All right, back to this guy. Once again, we want this spot right here. 7.69 volts. So that is up close right here. And I believe this spot here is ground. So we could put our ground wire right here and our positive right here. So for this, I bought these really cool LEDs. They are 12 volts, but we're only putting 7.5 into them, so they probably won't be as bright as they would have been. So this is kind of like a strip of LEDs, which is pretty neat. So what I'm going to do is I want to go around the outside with all these LEDs, kind of like this, as far as we could go. So let's do that. Alright, so we want to flux up our points that we're going to solder to. Add a little more solder on those points. Tin up our wires as well. Figure out how we want to route this thing. I'm thinking just like this. Problem with that is then our lights aren't going to start till down here. Maybe if I go around this way with it. Get a hot glue gun. Wait till that solidifies a little bit. Actually, probably could move it a little bit like that. Probably be better. All right. I think that's as installed as we're gonna get. Let's put it in the power and see if it lights up. Now, hopefully this doesn't interfere with our case, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Nice. That looks pretty good. Sweet. All right, let's get our case out. Let's move our PSOne out of the way. This case was pretty inexpensive. I got it on AliExpress. I'll put a link down in the description if you wanted to do this for yourself too, as well as those LEDs, because I also got those from AliExpress. This is going to be pretty straightforward. I'll probably fast forward through a lot of it so that you guys don't have to watch the whole thing, and I'll like stop at the key points so that you guys will know what to do if you do this on yours. Alright, so first thing you do is take apart your PSOne. Check. Now your PSOne will have all these shielding pieces. Now this one you need. These I think they're optional. Alright, so after you get your board out of your original case, which can be a challenge sometimes, I'll put the link up here to when I took Crusty apart, you plop it into the new case. Just like that. Then you need your top case. And this one comes with these new flaps for your memory card slots. But I kind of don't like the way that looks with these clear flaps, so I'm going to use the original ones that came with the console, because I like the way the contrast looks. You'll see when we're done. Don't forget your CD drive. That was Crusty's CD drive. We want the one that went with this console. Alright, since we got all this contrasting copper color, if you recall, this shielding is this silver color, and it doesn't look that great. So I went ahead and I painted this one, this copper color. I'll put the link to the paint I used down in the description below as well. So you're going to need, this shielding goes here. You're also going to need your flaps. And this is the toughest part, is getting the flaps in, because there's springs here. So the new kit does come with springs, but I like using the original ones for that as well. So you kind of got to go under the spring and get this to sit in its groove. Alright, so it goes under the shielding as well. There we go. So it goes under the shielding, it's got to sit in its groove and up against the spring. I'll do one of each so that you could see how it looks and you could determine for yourself what you like the best. I personally like the one that says memory card. See, that just doesn't look right to me. Also, don't forget to put in your little light extender for your LED, for your power LED. All right. I don't think our LED is getting in the way. All right, now we just screw it back together. Now, I recommend not using the screws in the kit because these screws are usually not that great of quality and they'll get jammed in here and all that. And you'll have a heck of a time trying to get this apart again. We will be back in this console, so I'm gonna go get the real screws. Now you just have to remember that these cases are not pre-drilled, so just take your time, put the screw in back and forth a couple times, and you won't have any issues. Oh, our LED might be getting in the way. Let's see. Whoa. Yeah, don't just dump it over because, you know, the CD drive will come flying out. Hold on to that. Okay, so this is where the screw goes into. So you know what I'm going to do, since we have it open. See, now you can see threads in the post. This one doesn't have them. I think we are getting in the way here a little bit. So let's see if we could kind of move this over. I don't want that leaning up against the capacitor though. Yeah, it should be out of the way now. There's our problem. Where I routed the LED is right where the screw comes through, or the post. So we gotta move this guy out of the way. All right, that's more like it. All right, case is almost ready. We just need to put on the stickers. A little PlayStation logo. Thankfully, there's a cutout here where the PlayStation logo goes. Otherwise, it would have been all messed up. That's for sure. Nice. And we have our power and our reset. I'm just going to cut these in half. Try to get these centered on up. Well, once we get them off the backing. Come on, you. There we go. You only got really one shot with these. It ain't perfect, but it looks okay. Once you get that first layer on there, you gotta peel off the clear part. And you have your power reset like that. You can do the same thing for your door open button. Oh, there's a hair in here. There you go. New case on your modded PS1. Sweet. I kind of like the memory cards like that. Kind of look good. Alright, well, the last thing to do is just make sure it works. And check out those LEDs. Oh, it also comes with new feet, but we don't need to do that. Alright, what better game to test out on with the Japanese game? Nice. That looks pretty awesome. Alright, sweet. So there you guys have it. how to LED mod your PS1 and put a new case on it so you can have something looking like this. Nice. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it very much. And we'll see you next time.